I want to use this opportunity to thank all the residents. I want to use this opportunity to thank all the residents who have come out to help this exercise. Clearly, we can see what the cause of our problem is. I mean, we've just desilted this. Look at the plastics that we are taking out of it. Apart from that, the sun there clearly did not happen in 1 year. It means this has been silted for so many years. So it reduces the capacity of the drain to carry water. And in the past, when we do cleanups like this, we fetch the silt, we put it by the roadside, and then leave it there. And then when it rains, it washes it back into the drain. And so in this exercise, let's make sure that after we take all this silt out, we bring enough capacity to be able to transport this silt and go and dump it somewhere appropriate. If we're able to do this, for the next year or two, this drain will have enough capacity to be able to carry the water through. I've gone around the city. I've seen the turnout has been very good. And after this, the military and other services are going to continue to dredge the main waterways so that these drains can have an outlet to send the water to those wetlands. We've just watched this Alajo drain. It's part of the Odo stream. And there are two problems in it. There's silt, and then there's also plastics and household waste. And so, one, we must change our attitudes and stop the reckless dumping of things into the drains. 2 days are not enough to finish this work. But we're going to institute it so that at least 1 day every month, all of us should come out and clean our surroundings. So thank you very much, everybody who has come out. Let me especially thank Niga. He's gone around the whole city. I want to thank him, thank all his other traditional leaders, and all the people of Ghana who have come out today to clean their environments.
All right, so welcome back again from Alajo, where the national cleanup exercise, just as it is happening to many communities in Accra, in the central region, and of course everywhere in Ghana, we are here with some national figures. Any moment from now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be joining us from this route. As we speak, we have the Greater Accra Regional Minister here, the Minister for Local Government, whose jurisdiction is in charge of the district assemblies and by extension waste management, is also here. And you notice that the Member of Parliament for the area is also here. These officials will be receiving His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when he comes. So I will steal the Minister for Local Government away from Jospon, who will join us any moment from now. I know the engagement has been how best can you approach this challenge. For now, the exercise is supposed to be taking place across the country. Give us a summary of the feedback you are getting so far.
Let me say a very good morning to our cherished viewers and to thank His Excellency the President and the Vice President for personally leading this exercise. And the participation has been very intensive, and the cooperation of Ghanaians, the patient organ. Let me thank everybody, the military, including the traditional authorities, the churches and the media. Everybody has been super. But the challenge now, as you are seeing it, even the President himself has seen it. Yesterday he was here, today he's coming here back. It tells you that he has seen the enormity of the problem. But I thank God that with the number of trucks that are coming, and with all the transfer stations that were previously closed and that have been opened, and with the cooperation of the private sector, clearly within the next 10 days, the things that we are seeing in the Greater Accra, they will all be cleared, and the streets will also be swept, and proper care will also be taken. So we are not stopping today. We are doing today. Yesterday we did it. Today we are doing it. From 30th of June, the MMDCs in Greater Accra and nation have not been sleeping at all. This has been their costume. So clearly today we are continuing. The President will come here, and you see the number of trucks. When we were in the meeting, the estimation was that we were to bring about 100 trucks. But coming to the grounds, has seen that it is not a matter of 100 trucks, because people were holding the refuse in their houses. And because we said the transfer stations are open for free, the president arranged with the private sector and said we should open the transfer stations for free. So they were open for free. So some are taking them to the transfer station at Chimota, some in Jamestown, some in Kandeshi, some in Abukubi, some in Malam, some in Panta. So clearly, because of that freedom, everybody, they are all bringing the waste. And that's why when you go around all the streets, you see heaps and heaps of refuse dumped there. And evacuation of the waste heaps that you see is also another work, and that's why we are not ending today.
So today the focus is on the evacuation of the waste while other people continue the cleaning.
Yes, today we said everybody should clean their communities and their neighborhoods, and that's why you don't see them on the streets. And once they do that, they bring the refuse to the streets, and that's why the evacuation should be carried out.
But there's one thing that is missing. Most of what we have seen does not reflect just few days of dumping, months, possibly years. Again, enforcement. At the assembly sleeping, how do we change the narrative?
Let me hold the fort for MMDCs and to commend them. Most Ghanaians don't appreciate the nature of the problem. Desilting of the drains and storm drains is not the responsibility of the assemblies. The assemblies are for just primary drains, but the desilting is done by urban roads, and urban roads should have done the desilting of the drains and all those by March before the rain set in, and this was not done. So that's why some Ghanaians are just blaming the MMDCs. But as Minister for Local Government, I must set the record straight. The setting of primary drains, MMDCs. But the silting of the drains that you see, that all the chogates and all the big drains, is the responsibility of the urban.
Yeah, I understand you perfectly.
It was not done for years, as you have said. Even the president testified to that yesterday. So once we do this, that the city must also qualify. Thank God, money has been given to the Minister of Western Housing and the urban roads, and clearly from 30th June, they are all doing it. So it's like we are working together simultaneously. And when you don't just set the record straight, and people think that, oh, the assembly should have done this, the money given to the assemblies cannot be used for the city of the all the big drains that you see in the, and that is the cause. So the presidency has given that directive, and that is why you see that we are desilting, we are sweeping, we are evacuating, and we are sorting, and we are recycling. So when you carry all those waste to a landfill site, you are compounding the problem, and that's why the entire Greater Accra, there's no landfill site. So we were doing it here, he then got full. We were doing it here, then got full. So from 2014, we moved to recycling, and that is why today's one we are sorting and we are.
Okay, so I'm told the president is almost in, and so we will continue with the conversation when he arrives. So as we speak, the place is set. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be here any moment from now. If you look at the extreme end on my left from where I am, you will still see debris being collected. You would also notice at the back there that there are more of the trucks that are coming in. The member of parliament is in this area. The concern is about how do we go on from here.
Yes.
It is about time the people in your community see what is here. We admit that some may have come in the major drain on its way towards the Kole Lagoon enclave. But what we see in the drains here are basically the activity of the shop owners, the activity of the landlords and the tenants in this area. As a member of parliament, what do you think needs to be done beyond just this collection to enforce and stop this menace from going on?
I think the major issue has to do with enforcement. The municipal assembly is responsible for sanitation in the community. So I've spoken with the MC regarding some of these issues you've just mentioned here. The major issue is that we need to have a task force that will ensure that when you make a mess in front of your shop or wherever you live, and you leave it there, there's consequences for that action. So he has agreed that after this exercise, we are going to form a task force to ensure that, look, we shouldn't be coming back here every year. After any major downpour, we come back here and lament, and we'll go back and repeat the same thing. Moving forward, we have to ensure that there's a task force that is going to ensure that throughout the year, we have people checking people to make sure that they do the right thing. Once we get this thing done, I believe that we'll not be facing this coming.
Should we be ruthless in ensuring what is basically in the interest of ourselves.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that even the people also want us to be ruthless, because look, everybody is in support of, getting rid of all the, structures that are on the waterways. So this is the appropriate time, because we have the government, the people supporting we have the people supporting us in this at this particular time. If we don't take advantage of this and we allow that support to fade away, and we come back and want to do the right thing, we'll get resistance. So I want us to take that opportunity to ensure that this time around we do the right thing and we build that culture, so that moving forward, everybody knows these are how things are supposed to be done, and people follow our lead.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's the member of parliament for the area. So the issue basically is when you see it, report it, ensure the right things are done. I believe if from time to time we are beginning this process, and then from time to time we encourage people who report those who are breaching the basic sanitation laws, and we make sure that those who are sanctioned are either punished by the courts to come and then work on debris like this. It should be punitive enough, deterrent enough for those whose habit is just about dumping in the waste. And again, another practice we have also observed and heard is that some of these people wait in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. That is when they come out to engage in these things. I will try to engage the president of the Ghana Journalists Association. This is a national exercise, but there are times when there's a feeling that the media is too focused on the politics of NDC MPP, when media, as people who should also chart a course for the good of society, go to bed. As president of the GJA, would you say what I've said is right?
I think you are right, and I agree with you. And if you can see, we this time around, we are not treating this as a political issue, and we don't want to politicize it. It's the reason about 3 days ago I addressed the media, calling on all the media to support the call and the president, in fact, for this national exercise. Flood doesn't know MPP, doesn't know NDC, and this has become a threat to national security. And so for all of us as the media, it is our responsibility to protect the citizenship. And so you cannot politicize such an essential matter, and then and then make it politics, or maybe let it look like what called a color blame game and etc. This is the time we all need to come together. Yesterday you saw that when the president came here, there were MPPs, there were former President Kufuor's bodyguard and all that with him and all that, meaning that this is a call to
would your office consider instituting an award that would target media houses whose preoccupation is to use their platform to whip up public interest in keeping society clean, name and shame, etc., rather than individuals who are identified for their good works?
My brother, you see, you are a media man yourself. We have always called for what we call the sanitation press call. And so when we have this call, that will actually help us to enhance monitoring. It will help us to monitor whatever the work of the media and how the media report, just as we have Galamsey press call on the illegal mining. And so once we are able to institute that, it will be very, very, very necessary for us to now create what we call a rewarding system that reward journalists who commit much time in reporting on sanitation, in sensitizing the people of the need of sanitation, and in ensuring that we the people, we have the sole responsibility, and not even the responsibility of government. In fact, we live in the community.
Okay, unfortunately, I have to leave you because His Excellency the President is coming in. So thank you very much. And so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should be arriving here in the next few seconds. What he's coming to do here basically is about supporting this national cause and leading by example. Yesterday he was in the drains, and participating in this exercise. So at this stage I will leave you to watch what is ongoing. So while the president is ushered in, he will alight. He will be received by the Deputy Chief of Staff Operations there. We have Jospon group of companies, Mr. Siao Japan, the member of parliament, is standing sandwiched between Mr. Siao Japan and the Greater Accra regional minister. We also have the Minister for Local Government and the President of the Ghana Journalists Association. So my colleague Belinda will take over and describe what is ongoing here, and then I can tell you that she'll be engaging as many other people as possible. But Belinda, the President has just arrived, so you took over the commentary, and let's see how it goes.
Okay, so my name is Belinda Annan Quanta, and we are here at Alajo, where the President is visiting to assess the cleanup situation going on here. Now, today is day 2 of the cleanup session, and the President has already been here yesterday, and today he comes again. So that is him getting down from his car. So right. So he's being met by the immigration officer, the prison officer as well, as he comes down from his vehicle.
So the President has just arrived, and just about stepping off. I can tell you, yesterday he said that military team leading the effort to clear the debris would support the deployment of the trucks.
Now you could see that from the scenes here, so you could see from the scenes here that military personnel are already present in here. Yeah, military personnel are. So that's the President coming out for greeting the military personnel, exchanging pleasantries here with security personnel, including the Comptroller General of Immigration, and then the other military personnel as well. He's interacting with them as he moves towards the community where now he's also being briefed by the Brigadier General Foster on what has transpired. Right, so he's willing to inspect. Yeah, he just exchanged pleasantries with the Zoomlion CEO, and he's also interacting with people, and also right, so he's also assessing the situation. So now you realize that yesterday after the cleanup session, there was heaps of rubbish packed by the roadside, and trucks are here present to carry these heaps of rubbish away. Now, from yesterday, and the President is just about interacting with the media.
Because of the nature and the enormity of the problem that we keep witness. By thankfully, with your support and the support of the security service and the private sector, yesterday we were able to bring a lot of refuse on the streets. And as we expected before we came, most of the refuse were in the houses. But because of your intervention to open all the transfer stations and the landfill site, and to give freedom that they should bring the refuse for free, everybody is bringing just the refuse left, right, center. And therefore, all the streets across the country, and especially in Accra, the more you evacuate, the more they bring. And I'm happy that today you've come again. But myself and my sister, the regional minister, with the MPs and the MMDCs, even today, being the second day, we are not going to relent. We are going to continue. We may therefore need additional intervention that the transfer station openings should not end today. Because if you close it today, they will continue to be keeping the refuse in their houses. And we don't know when the next rain is coming. When the rain is coming, then they will come and be putting them into the gutters. So clearly, once we create that access, the stations will be opened, and within the next 1 week or 10 days, Your Excellency, even tomorrow, your Pentecost elder, I will not go to church. Tomorrow, Manchester service will be held here. We will come and make sure that we do the evacuation until we finish to bring you the report that you want. And I think that you will be of the view that we clean, after that we sweep, and all those kind of things. We will do it to your expectation, but a report will be brought. Thank you for your distinguished and excellent leadership. Enyaminti.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want all of us to remember that today is day 2 of the national cleaning exercise. Yesterday the turnout was fantastic, very good. People came out and helped to clean their neighborhoods. Today the turnout is also good, but I'm just calling on those who are still in their houses and haven't come out. Please come out and come and join us so that we clean the city after the flood. Yesterday one of the directives I gave was that in the past we do these cleanups, we take all the garbage out of the gutters, but we don't follow up and come and collect the garbage that is by the roadside. And so when the rain falls, it just washes all the dirt back in. And so today we're going to concentrate on scooping all that garbage we took out of the gutters into these big trucks that you see there, so that they'll take them to the dump sites and go and dump them. But we know that if you look at the city and all the garbage we've taken out, we cannot do it in one day. So we'll all help to do it today, but tomorrow the army and the other agencies will continue until we're able to clear all the garbage that was taken out of the drains. We've had 6 transfer stations that were built more than 9 years ago. Unfortunately, they were not put into operation. So we've asked the contractor to open the transfer stations, that's Zoomlion, so that the Aboboyas and others can take the garbage to the transfer stations. They don't need to go all the way to Amasama into the Irikops. If they dump at the transfer stations, we use these big trucks and load the garbage and take them to the Irikops. And so all the Aboboyas that are taking part in this exercise, you don't need to go to Amasama. Go to the nearest transfer station. If you ask, they'll show you where it is, and then you can go and dump your garbage there. So I want to thank everybody who's come out, and those who are still at home, all of you come out. We are doing this together. And Ghana is a resilient country, Accra is a resilient city, and we'll bounce back better than before. Thank you very much. Fire! Madam, how are you?
The magnet, no. Oh, so where's my magnet? Where's your magnet? Ask Chama. Where's Chama? Where's my magnet? The Chairman has the magnet. The magnet.
Give me the mic. Give me the mic. That's the one. I see. Okay, so at this moment the president spoke. He laid emphasis on the need for us to do this constantly, and as we speak, he is personally collecting the garbage. Excuse me. Wow. So he's in gloves, and then he's pulling the polythene from the stench footwear and all kinds of items that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What he's doing is very symbolic. It is for people to know that what we see here is an eyesore. What we do collectively, just dumping anything anywhere, is a problem that must be addressed. So today we have all kinds of media personnel who are here waiting to catch a glimpse of the president. But he's not here for eye service. He's here because there was a disaster on June 29th. We are told in Greater Accra 12 people died, and across the country about 34 people died. And much of what contributed to the filth, the flooding, was human activity. Either people reclaiming water retention centers, or people just dumping indiscriminately. We also told that engineering is also an aspect of all these are what we believe has resulted in what we are seeing. Some streets of Alajo basically being led to one of the locations where volumes of filth have been dumped, awaiting collection by the waste management companies. Zoomlion, we are told, is releasing 60 of these double cabin trucks. And we also have the other contractors who have also supported with their articulated trucks. So here he will be witnessing how the filth will be scooped, collected, and then dumped in the trucks to the transfer stations. In his presentation, he assured Ghanaians that within some weeks all this will be over, because the military, other security agencies, and stakeholders involved in this exercise will be making sure all the debris lined up on the shoulders of drains, gutters, etc. are cleared. Now, many of the transfer stations, we also understand, were closed for over 9 years, but it's instructed that these transfer stations are open, and once they are open, the abuboyas or the tricycles which are used in the collection of waste will no longer have to travel all the way to Amasaman, and the temptation of finding easy ways to dump them, and this will also be managed. So we spoke to Jospon Siang Ejapon, that's the managing director or executive chairman of Jospon Group, who made us aware that he's releasing about 60 of those trucks that we saw a while ago to support this exercise. I've seen trucks owned by First Sky Construction Company, Izonda Construction Company, and several of them, which are all involved in this exercise. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be leaving here any moment from now to possibly visit other scenes where people's attention needs to be brought to this. If you look at the drains we are walking by just a while ago, many things that we spoke about over years were things that bordered on enforcement of laws. It was obvious that most of the assemblies have just not been very active. But the Minister for Local Government claims the assembly cannot be solely blamed for what has been happening, because for him, the assemblies have their mandate. It is the Urban Roads Department which must be involved in the desilting of the drains. I have a totally different opinion with regards to this, because for me, the local assemblies are in charge of sanitation, and so if for any reason the Urban Roads Department, as the sanitation ministry, is suggesting that are not the ones to be desilting the gutters, they have as local government representatives the mandate, the authority to ensure that the right thing is done. So we'll be ending our live broadcast here. I believe that as and when His Excellency steps out, as and when our platforms see the need to come to you with development across the country for good for everyone.
Facilities are now overwhelmed, and so hopefully this will help ameliorate their suffering.
Okay, so let's join the main action. We'll come back to Mami for more of it. Let's join.
We had yeah, we all know what occurred last week. We had devastating floods that led to loss of property and unfortunately loss of life. After all the reviews, NADMO puts the loss of lives at about 13 people and about 5 or 6 still unaccounted for. But then apart from the unfortunate loss of lives, there was a lot of loss of property and displacement of people. It's estimated that about 58,000 people were temporarily displaced. Some have moved in with family, but there are others too who have had to be protected. And so the finance minister did release some money, about 200 million cedis, for NADMO to buy relief items for those who had suffered loss as a result of the flood. So NADMO is in the process of distributing. They've started distributing effectively. They've covered the central region, western region, Volta region, and they are finishing up with Accra. Mostly items of survival, some food stuff, rice and other things, and then also mattresses, buckets, and so many other items. But aside from that, several philanthropic Ghanaian businesses also decided to make donations. And some of them have donated items like Pampers, diapers for children. Actually, it's the products they produce. They've donated some to be distributed. You have liquid detergents, you have washing powder, you have antiseptic, disinfectants, bleach, and all that for disinfecting any environment. There were also some products like Indomie. It was provided by a private company, and other such material, some even drinks and others. And those also were distributed to people. And so it's not NADMO distributing Indomie like somebody was trying to make the country believe. But these are private donations, and you don't expect NADMO to keep them. They must give them out to the people. And so this is your share that we have brought to you. We know that 37 is the #1 national emergency and trauma center. And so we can't distribute these things and leave you out. And so we got a little portion of them to give to you to assist the good job that you're doing here. So thank you very much.
Excellency,
I'll take this opportunity on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces Health Services and the Ghana Armed Forces as a whole to profusely thank you for your constant support anytime we came crying at your door. I'll take this opportunity to say again that you actually asked me about these diapers, and I said we actually use it on our wards. We wondered, but then we have a lot of babies who have been born through all this disasters and everything, so it's really coming to help us a lot. And I call myself Oliver Twist, so or rather Olivia Twist, so we'll continue asking for more, Your Excellency. We're so grateful and blessed.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
This is the donation that has been made to the 37 military hospital. According to the president, this is the biggest emergency response center in the country, so it is important that if they are making donations of some detergents and other medical stuff, they do not exclude them, and so that is what they've received their portion. They deliver some soaps, the detergents and all that to ensure that those that will be brought here, those that were injured and are being treated here, they can use these deliveries to eventually take care of them. And so that is what the president has done. Aside the cleaning exercise and all that, he is also making some donations of medical stuff to the various hospitals in the communities where they were hugely affected here in the Greater Accra region, to ensure that those that are on admission who pick injuries will be taken care of. And so this is the turn of, or the share of the 37 military hospital. President Mahama has done the delivery. So still here, he is currently engaging the staff and all those that find themselves in the hospital. Let's bring this day to an end. We've been cleaning the entire Accra and other parts of the region. We'll be following the president, giving you all the updates the president had to conclude here at the 37 military hospital with this beautiful delivery.
Suggested that we have gone to sleep for a long time. A while ago, some military commanders and other service commanders just walked through. All of them are going to participate in this exercise. This morning at Alajo, what is happening is the collection of debris. In fact, it's all over. Alajo has one of the major drains that feeds the Kole Lagoon, and so most of the drains across the country are channeled to enter the Alajo major drain, which passes through the Odo stream into the sea. But before then, there's a water retention center within the Alajo, that is the Malam Mata market area. And so this morning you can see from behind me that a lot of heavy duty trucks which have been released by some of the contractors across the country. I've seen First Sky, I've seen many of them representing the companies which own them, which are here to be part of the exercise. So you can see from the back there that is what is happening. The Minister for Local Government is here. The Managing Director of Jospon Group of Companies, Zoomlion, is also here. I'll be engaging all of them along the line. But what is very important at this stage is that the debris we are seeing is basically a collection of plastics, a collection of bottles, a collection of waste material from people's homes, which are deliberately dumped. Some are even sachet bags of all kinds of items, including clothing, which find it difficult to be pushed through even if the currents are very high. So if you look at the size of the drains and you look at what has been swept or pulled out from the drains, it should tell you that there is no wonder this area experienced floods during the June 29 downpour. So you can tell that this is something that is totally unacceptable, something that is avoidable. I've seen the leader of the task force who I believe will be joining them. So let me speak to one of the members of the task force. I want to speak to one of you, sir. Your job is to mitigate this exercise. Maybe let me engage you first. We went round just some few days ago to some of the major areas where retention sites have been virtually choked. But this is part of the floods we experienced. What comes to mind when you watch some of these things and the task ahead?
The task ahead is enormous, but as you can see, we need a lot of these payloads to clear all this rubbish, to make way for the water to flow freely. This is going to take some time. As you can see, this is not a one-day job. So as the president said yesterday, we the military are going to continue to clear this. And then when we are done with this area, we'll move to other places to clear the rubbish.
Okay, so he is the leader of the task force, of course, the military, which is in charge of the post-flood mitigation measures. But one thing is about observing what I choose to describe as just a testimony of what must represent the lifestyle of people. We will collect this today and then we will move away, but the people live in the community. What should assemblies be doing to enforce the bylaws?
We need to carry everybody along. We must understand that this is not the job of the government. It's the responsibility of every individual to make sure that our towns are plain. Now the assemblies are the ones who are supposed to ensure this. So for me, I think that we have a sanitation day every month that should be ensured, so that if we continue to do this, then this kind of thing will be a thing of the past.
Thank you very much. So I just spoke to the team leader when it comes to those who are in charge of managing the waste. I've just walked past the Deputy Chief of Staff Operations, Mr. Stan Dogbe. Sir, I've seen you busy working, but what is important is that you don't live in this community, but systems must work. The assemblies must work, just as government expects that people will do the right thing. We cannot continue to wait till these disasters happen. What would you share with Ghanaians by way of advice and strict instructions to everybody?
Well, thank you, Eric. I think that it goes beyond the assemblies to us as individuals who live in our homes and live in our communities. If you see the extent of rubbish, debris that has been pulled out of homes in this Alajo area alone, you'll be astonished. And this is rubbish that have been packed in homes for months, probably for years. You can see the tons of them, and we are going to try to clear them. The assemblies will come to clear, but on a daily basis, waste management companies are responsible for collecting rubbish from various homes. And you pay a little token to either the Abobo area people or the waste management companies to take them. You have a situation where many people are refusing to do that and rather keeping the waste in their homes. You saw the drains that were desilting this morning. It's choked. There are shops there that continue to throw rubbish into the drain. So for me, it is more of an individual problem. That one is more than the assembly. The assemblies are supposed to ensure regulation. They are supposed to ensure that the right things are done. When the individuals in the assemblies are individuals who are coming from home. So if you are not doing it well in your home and you have been given the responsibility to supervise, to regulate, are you able to do it? That is where the problem. I think that we have a serious moral issue, we have a serious behavioral issue that will not take a day to solve, it will not take 2 days to solve, but this is the beginning. Our instruction from the president is to clear the rubbish from around the streets as we move them from the drains and people are bringing them from home. Today what we have done is to commandeer in excess of 100 tipper trucks through the Ministry of Local Government and the assemblies, and then getting the wheel loaders and the front loaders to now come in and load off. We've been here since 6 o'clock and you see that we've done just a stretch of about 100 meters. There are lots more to be done. If you go to Nima, you go to Kaneshi, it is a behavioral matter. And for me, I am incensed by Ghanaians who think that this is just the responsibility of the leaders of this country. Who are the leaders? The leaders themselves are individuals. They have homes, they have children in their homes. So if you are grown up, you sit on television, you sit on radio, you sit on Facebook and say your leaders,
what are you teaching your children? Because the reason why the front of your house is dirty today is because you are not well trained. You did not take the instructions from your teachers and your parents well, and you are passing that same habit and thinking into your children. We need to be serious as a people and realize that these are health hazards. If you stay within these rubbish and stench for a period, you will surely get sick. And we don't understand why we have frequent headache, we have tummy aches, we have typhoid fever and others, and we will blame other situations for it. I think that there's a serious need for some behavioral change that of course will not take months, will not take years, but people must be responsible. People must be responsible.
The other aspect, just before you go, is about enforcement. Something that our laws perhaps are too relaxed, and so it is not punitive enough. Residents themselves do not see the need to put people to order.
It is not about the laws being relaxed. It is about the people. If you are given a task to ensure enforcement, yours is to enforce. You don't wait and say that you will not do this because the laws are lax. The laws are not lax at all. Eric, our problem is that we are not enforcing the laws. The people who are given the responsibility to enforce are not enforcing. And if they continue to do that and they enforce, we will not have the problems that we have. If the environmental health officer himself appreciates the need for what he has been employed to do, when he's passing and he sees an area dirty, he will not look at it and say, let me go to the office. He will enter the building and then check and ensure that the right things are done. When he sees that a shop owner is sited right by the drain, he would go back and ensure that those things are moved. And when they are moving them, you, the neighbor, should not say, oh, you say, that mentality is where the problem is. Where if you are firm, you are strict, you are disciplined, you are considered either you are too low, you are arrogant, you have pride, you don't care for people, you have no, you are not humane. That is where the problem is. If we all come together and agree that this must be A, and we support the person who is ensuring that the A is implemented, these problems will start to reduce.
Thank you very much. So I just had a chat with the Deputy Chief of Staff Operations, Standogbe, who is also leading member of the task force, which has the mandate to ensure that these things are corrected. I've just seen the Managing Director of Jospon Group of Companies, who is just around. So I will have to have a chat with him briefly. Mr. Japan, I know you are very busy, but for us, the most important thing is after cleaning, the streets must be clear.
So His Excellency, the President of the Republic, we always want to thank him for this noble and good idea of leadership. So he has instructed, and we've got these long trailers, these blue long trailers, about 60 of them, to do a collection.
The one coming in at the moment, about 60
of them are going to be deployed from this morning up to a week. That will go to everywhere that the cleanup exercise occurred, and then it will take all the debris on the shoulders and everything, and then transfer them to the transfer station at the treatment plant. This is the first of its kind of an exercise where all integrated. After collection, you will never see debris left over. It's not like what have been done and then so everything is organized. Currently, you have about 20 tipper trucks doing the exercise, and then you have those longer ones.
So let's go back this way. You can keep talking. The media will follow you.
So you have
okay.
That's good. So you have those longer ones moving around, doing the collection and everything. So this exercise, you will never have debris left over.
Okay, I will engage you again. I'm told the president will be in any moment from now, so the media will move to the background so that his vehicle can pass through. But while we are waiting for the arrival of His Excellency, I can tell you that the numbers here are huge. Most Ghanaians are interested in what is happening. The president's presence here is basically symbolic to drive the agenda to keep Ghana clean. We have made rhetorics about this for years, for months, and it will look like nobody is acting on the orders of what needs to be done. So we'll be back shortly. So we are still like
We are expecting both the president and the vice here to actually examine what is happening here at the day first of the national cleaning exercise. And so that is what at the moment we're seeing. We already have the finance minister here, and he was also supervising the cleaning exercise. Of course, he actually witnessed the military bringing out a barrel which has been choked or locked in a gutter, blocking the flow of the water. And so he made a lot of, pronouncement. And of course, you try to get close to him and hear from him plans that he has for this community, actually. Now, one thing interesting is that the members of this community are all out helping the exercise this morning. You can see, shops being closed. They are all engaged in this. Nobody is left out in today's exercise, and that is what we are seeing here. It's a nationalistic movement. If you look from the drain, the side of the drain, you can see the military and the police service, all massed up there, trying to bring those cars that were, stuck in the drain out in that regard. And so we are bringing you live coverage from here. It seems the whole country is being centered here, because this is one of the epic centers, let me put it that way, one of the hard-hit communities when the flood came somewhere June. And so it is important that much attention be given to the people of Alajo. You've seen throughout the community, you've seen a lot of heap of refuse being gathered, and those will be collected to make the community once again clean for people to reside in it. So we are giving you that update from here. As we try to interview some of the residents and some authorities who are present here to understand from their standpoint of view what they see this exercise to be. So let's get a bit closer to some of the members and understand what is happening on the ground, why they've all come out to participate in today's exercise. It is, of course, very important gesture. It is very important exercise that will require the attention or the participation of the entire community. And so we are seeing them, they are out, they are cleaning from left to right. We are seeing shovels working, we are seeing the military working. Of course, we have Dr. Theo Echampon here. He might not speak at the It is an important community at the moment that requires a lot of attention. Everybody coming on board to actually make Alajo work again. The IGP is present. He has just arrived. IGP is in here. So once this exercise is being led by the security service, it is important that he gets in here to also examine what is happening. Because it's a beautiful community, of course, with diverse people and a lot of activities, both commercial and otherwise, happening here. So it is important that they actually save this community through this exercise. It is very important that each and everyone gets on board to ensure that the declaration of Friday and Saturday as National Day for Cleaning becomes a success. And so that is what is happening at the moment. As you can see, let's try and engage some few people here for this exercise let me again. We saw what happened during the flood. You are still cleaning. I mean, what have you observed so far? What has been the situation?
They say we should come and do my job, so I'm doing my job.
Okay, so you are doing your job. Are the people participating? What is the mood here at the moment?
Everybody is doing his best. We are trying to make the place clean. We don't have any choice to do it. Next time, we don't have any flood like this again.
Okay, so that's what he said. We don't have any choice as a country. We need to be on the grounds and work. We need to clean the place. We need to bring back Alajo again. We need to bring back our communities. I mean, we can't continue like this forever. And so, of course, it is a national duty. This is a national call. We all have to be on the grounds to work and get our communities back on track. Like we said, we can't still be in the slumber. We need to wake up, and that is what you're seeing at the moment. We are all on the grounds. The people are working in all that. And so this is still Alajo. We have, like I said, the IGP has just arrived in some other more state authorities, including the vice president and, if possible, even the president, to be here at the moment to see what is happening. Like I made mention earlier, this community was hard hit. In fact, we saw buildings, we saw, I mean, even cars being washed away by the floods. And so it is important that at this moment, we come together and also make it work for the people of Alajo. All right, so you are watching the live coverage of the cleaning up exercise. We are ensuring that after the floods, I mean, all the places that, I mean, got submerged, the refuse, the garbage, the trash are being cleaned up. And so that is what we are doing at the moment. And so, okay, so from the far end, you can see that there are men in that big drain. You can see a white car that is being stuck in the drain. And so they're trying their best to bring it out of it. You can see the military also descending into the drain to actually get all those debris out of it and then make it clean again. Because probably this is going to be passage for the water anytime it rains, and so we need to clean it up and get it even ready for more rains if there will be more in the coming days. And that is what we are seeing already. We've cleaned the sides of it because a lot of people brought their garbage from their homes to dump around it, and that is what practically has been happening here, because they know the current in this drain is very high. Anytime it rains, they carry their their garbage from homes and pour them into the drain. But this time around, I think that we've all seen on our eyes that that practice must not continue. All right, so like I made mention earlier, the whole Ghana is here. In fact, all the big men and big women, the authorities are all here. I mean, Zoomlion CEO Jospon is also here. They are also, giving out their support to what the country is actually doing, because we need to save our communities. We need to come together as people to ensure that our communities are clean. We can make it. This is a country with, great and beautiful culture, and so, filth cannot be part of us. We need to clear them from our communities, and that is what we are seeing. Like I said, Alajo is sort of an epicenter where, we saw a lot of havoc and a lot of reports that came out. We gave you all of them on this channel for you to understand the impact of the floods in that regard. So it is important that a lot of emphasis is placed on this community, and that is what you're seeing. Don't be surprised to see all state authorities here, because we need to make it work again. And so that is what is happening at the moment here at Alajo. We will try and engage some people for you to know why Alajo and why the entire nation is moving towards here. Let's try and get a resident for us to speak to you live in Ayo, right? Okay, so I mean, you not get all of them prepared and ready to speak to us, but then as and when we get some of them, we will actually get them to speak to the issue, because I mean the residents are the witness of it. They understand, they know the impact of it, what happened, how much they are affected by the floods that happened on June 30 and June 29, and so they will be best to let us know the impact this cleanliness will even have on their very livelihoods, and so we get you updated. Like I made mention earlier, we are going to have almost all the state authorities here, from presidency to the least person of this country, if there so be. Then that is Arayo. That is where everyone is in here. And so if you hear from the background, like I made mention earlier, the whole nation is here. And I must also commend the people of Arajo. They've closed their shops. They are also out participating in it, and also ensuring that this is their own community, and they need to be in the forefront of this battle to restore their own community back to life. The story you want to hear from Arajo next is that it rains and nothing happened in Arajo. The people came out to do their normal routine works and there wasn't any flood. That is what I think is on the mind of the president when he declared 2 days National Cleaning Day for the entire country, and also the 7 hard-hit flood communities or regions in the country. And so we are ensuring that happens. We are ensuring that this dream of the president come to fruition. And so everybody is out here to help save the situation. If it rains tomorrow, we don't expect anywhere to flood. If it rains today, we looking forward that nothing bad happen. And so as I speak, on your shot is the arrival of the first gentleman of our land, President John Dramani Mahama. Like I said, the whole nation is here. Everybody is moving to Arajo. All authorities are moving to Arajo to ensure that this community is cleansed again. So the president has just arrived to ensure that this exercise is successful. He would want to be a part of it. He would want to join the exercise. And so that is what we are seeing at the moment. We are letting you understand. We letting you understand that the state is here to ensure that the exercise is successful. So the president has just arrived, and he will be also assessing the situation. He will also be assessing the situation and get first-hand information during the exercise and ensure that we have a successful and smooth cleaning up exercise. This is the day one, first day of the 2 days cleaning exercise. So it's a bit. So that's the president, moving to the big drain here at Anajo, because this is the drain that you have been saying, you have been talking about it. A lot of cars are being carried away through this drain, and so it is important that the president gets here. Like I intimated earlier, it's just like an epicenter of the floods. This community was very much hard hit during the rains. In fact, if you move through the entire community, you will see heaps of garbage which are being collected by authorities. And it is important that we do this for the people of Arajo, so that we clean it up again and make it work again for the entire community. And so you are seeing it. We are giving you live update from Alajo for you to understand. It's a national day of cleaning exercise happening live in all the 7 hard-hit flood regions. But here at the moment is the Greater Accra region, and nation has actually moved in here. Now you see a lot of the debris. I mean, if you are to look through them, you are seeing so much of plastics. You are seeing consumables, I mean, residues of these are I mean things that probably if the community had been a bit proactive, I mean, would have even prevented them. But then it is what it is at the moment. We need to come to their aid, and that is what the country is doing at the moment. That is what the president himself is leading charges to. From far end, you can see all the state authorities. The President Mahama is already there. I mean, the IGP is in there. The security service are all there, trying to make sure that the situation is being, brought to bear. But let me also, tell you that we are actually going to see the impact of this cleaning exercise maybe not far from today, because that's already started drizzling, and so you will have to double up the work and ensure that the places are cleaned again. Like you can see, they are collecting all the garbage as they clean. Let's try and speak to some people here. You have been on the field, they have been here working all day long, and so you try and get some few people and speak to them, the time they started and what they envisage the outcome will be after this exercise. And so, like I made mention earlier, they are residents, they understand the impact of the situation. I mean, kasakakra oti ala Johanna. Okay, then they see sunu try no describe it train na yen exercise and faso de bebrem.
And so ni see ya no. Ala you got a yi bola bebre ya nyama nyina say yes manpanifo any aman mpanifo na omu so yes rom so mba boy da masen so say na maba mo boy ya nyina yakabo mu a ye gata num ayen sabola yes ramo yes rampanifo aman mu yes ramo yes ade yes ayam mo maboa yen why mo maboa yen ni obi a yes ramo.
I'm paying waha already. Waba any other state authorities or waha. And no a cadential.
Oh, Yamin Shrano. Yamin Shran is a waba. Yadana say, Uncle Swam Wayan. Uncle Swam Wayan. Yadana sepa Yamin Shrano. Onyanika see no Wayan. Yanyama say, Yabibia say or Alajoha. Yes, Ramo. A man penny for. Yes, Ramo Wayan. Why?
Yeah, say so. Mami bakuswa yenshana deni onoso nkasa wankasa nso no eto na hawana de affect
me menya manyina ase ebi ayeto ade nyina table odi anyi oni nyina akọ ba na aban akire odo se odwene ya hu nyame nhyane so obebo ayeso nyame ma na patenten.
Okay, yeah, that's it. And so this is very important. So you have your container right beside mami weni u container ni ana intinu and they exercise uhuni say
exercise da boye ade ne ya boka so na be say nyama ya boka so be ne da ya boye pa because me nkwa ejuma we meet me nye nti ye da ye mpenifo na ase se o mo amanfo ana mpenifo ba be boye a o mo timi atu o mo nan ya be hwe ejuma ya ana ne esi wa ha se no ye da mo ase. Now, Mumba boy, so they say, Aboka, Yakitan Kola. One boy, I am sending a brabo, see a pamucho, Mumba, and Mumba boy.
So she owns this container right here, and what she is saying that she's very much grateful to the president for declaring the day of cleaning for this area and even entire country, because if it was left to her alone, she couldn't have done this. Probably her shop would have been closed for years, because I mean, imagine even the number of people here and the hours it is taking for them to clean up this area. It means that if she was to do this all alone, that means we are talking about months or even a year to get her shop working again. So that is what we are doing. Unison coming together as one people to clean up the mess that was caused by the flood some weeks ago. And so as you see many people here, it is the entire country coming together to ensure that we clean our various communities and get it back working once more. So the shovels are working, the rakes are working. Like I made mention, probably we are going to put through the test once again, because it has started raining again here. The showers are coming down, and so whatever we are doing today will be put to test, whether it has been effective or not. And that is why it is important that wherever you find yourself, you join this and then get it work, because look, if it floods again, probably, your home might be affected. So don't sit aloof or don't sit idle. Get yourself up there. The people of Alayo are working, and so wherever you find yourself, come out and clean your frontage. It is a day for us to get on board to make sure that we don't record floods, we don't record that havoc that happened, we don't record any of this once again, because we can. And then in unison, that is when Ghanaians flourish. And so don't stay home alone. Come out and do your possible best to ensure that Ghana is once again working after the floods. You shouldn't forget that these 2 days is just cleaning up exercise after the floods. And that is what we are seeing. Let me try and engage more people here. I don't know if you are a resident or you have just come in from different place to participate in this cleanup exercise.
Yeah, I'm from a different place. Okay. I work with the Ministry of Finance, and we were instructed by the governance to come and support the people in this neighborhood. So when we came, we started from the rural area. We helped them clean all the debris out of those areas, and we are trying to distill all this area as well.
Is this something that can be done in a day, looking at the quantum of the debris that you made mention of?
No, it cannot be done in a day. So I think it's we should deliberately, all of us should deliberately make the attempt to help. If you have other materials can come along, without be fine. I realize that most of the tools we are working with are limited. I'm working, but I don't even have gloves. I didn't anticipate that we might need gloves and other things to work with. So if others can also volunteer with all those materials to help those who are even ready to work, okay, and that will help. Okay, so a staff from the Ministry of Finance, like I made mention, even the Minister of Finance is here. And so if you're a staff, you probably must be here, of course. And so the entire country is present here at the moment to ensure that we clean the entire community of our. The debris in this community is overwhelming. I mean, from the entrance to the last point of the community. I mean, the whole place is filled with, some sort of debris after the flood. And so it is important that they get it clean. But then once we are still working, we need to be a bit careful. But then the information getting to me is that we are going to see some demolition. Those closer to the drain, will be affected. Those structures closer to the drain would definitely going to be affected. One way or the other, you can say that they are blocking the flow of the water into the drain. So they are probably, we are going to see some sort of demolition at the moment. Like I made mention in your shot, you will see the military getting ready to actually begin with some sort of demolition. No, the president himself said that whatever that will be a stumbling block, will be swept away. So that is what we are saying. Nothing should be a stumbling block. No matter who you are, no matter the structure, it will be brought down to ensure that when it rains, there is a free flow of water, so that some of these floods are preventable. We can prevent them. And so it's whatever means, whatever that will take the president or the country to overcome this will be done at the moment. So don't be surprised to see some level of demolition here this morning as part of the exercise at Alajo. But then let me try and speak to one gentleman. What's the community here? For how long?
For like 3 years.
3 years. I mean, in Sunito and then any exercise way we share bebwa.
Sure. Say you see. Say fun say yen bit my abwa say every month yembe cleaning and say akebe bua pa. Sunito bola no so kauna. Say nyoma no. Say bola no be chuki go test na. Esa na nyoma ntimi nso ntimi enflu. Tema sunu direction is na be ra then adade. They have doing pa.
Okay, so we feel say 1 day and 2 days no yeah standing. Modi mo be gym na ya hwe manaye.
Bet ma die one gym na ya dem. Every month anka general clinic akebeboa.
So you heard him, a resident of Alajo. He is saying that even a day or two might not be enough for this community. It tells us that the quantum of debris that have been recorded in here. Are you a resident of this community or you came from different places to assist?
Okay, my mom's house is in Alajo here, so I'm not staying here. So because of the flood and the issues, so I decided to come and see.
What have you observed so far?
I think the sanitation this thing has really helped the community, and I think it's something that we have to be doing. It shouldn't stop. At least if the municipal assemblies can be encouraging the citizens around to be doing this after like end of the month or after every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. At least communities need to do it to stop this flooding and all that, so that in further future we don't have these floods around again.
All right, thank you so much for your time. So like everybody is talking about, we need not just a day or two. They are willing to go more than a day or two to ensure that every place, especially Alajo here, is well cleaned. So it's not going to be, probably the president has declared these 2 days for us to intensively clean, but going forward, what is left is that the various assemblies must also take up that and move it beyond just the 2 days. So that is left to the DCs, the MCs, in order to ensure that this exercise continues after the 2 days mandatory that has been declared by the president. And so they will have to be up and doing. They will have to take it from here. It should be a routine exercise that will ensure that all the places are clean, not just these 2 days, but of course the remaining of the days. So the president is actually wrapping up his inspection of the situation, and he is preparing to deliver a speech to the nation. He is preparing to address the media as to what he has observed, what his observation has been so far. So we are getting ready for the president at the moment. You hear him speaking shortly for him to address us. We want to hear him. We want to know what.
These two are the most important ones.
Okay. Thank you. It's day 2. I want to thank the armed forces, the security services, the traditional rulers. We have Niga here with us, and everybody who has come out to take part in this important national exercise. The floods have been devastating, but we must show that we are a resilient nation and we can bounce back even better. We're not going to be like the vulture who will say that when the rain stops, he'll repair his roof. And when the rain stops, he says, oh, but it's not raining, so there's no need to repair it. And so we have to clear the drains. We've just worked this Alajo drain. It's part of the Odor stream. And there are two problems in it. There's silt, and then there's also plastics and household waste. You find in a drain like this, there are engine blocks. People discard an engine block and throw it in the drain. Old furniture, dining tables, everything you can find in that drain. And so, one, we must change our attitudes and stop the reckless dumping of things into the drains. The drains are not garbage instruments. If you want to dispose of something, you know how to dispose of it. We have skip trucks that leave containers all over the city. Just go and throw your garbage into the skip, and the truck will come and pick it and take it where it has to take it. 2 days are not enough to finish this work, but we're going to institute it so that at least 1 day every month, all of us should come out and clean our surroundings. That is what our traditional values were about. We're taught to keep a clean environment. But when we all leave our hometowns and we come, because of the anonymity of urbanization, we think that nobody watches us, so we dump those values and we live in filth. We must change that attitude. I'm also asking the Minister of Finance, he's already released 150 million to help with flood mitigation. That is the dredging of the streams and all that. And so the military will continue that exercise, even after we have finished this 2-day cleanup. We also have to get specialized machines like backhoes to take the silt that we have taken out of the drains and put them in a dump truck or a tipper truck to take them away. And so we're going to get some more. We're going to get some more backhoes for the military so that all the garbage and the silt that we have taken out of the drains, they'll be able to gather it and go and dump it somewhere. Otherwise, if we don't do that, what we would have done will be in vain, because when the rains come, it will just wash all those silt and garbage back into the drain. So thank you very much, everybody who has come out. Let me especially thank Niga. He's gone around the whole city. I want to thank him, thank all his other traditional leaders, and all the people of Ghana who have come out today to clean their environments. Thank you very much.
The issues that people raised, 2 days are not enough. President has actually addressed that. He has answered that. He says that the military will continue after today because they've released